evolve? I will answer the dog. When you are asking as a human being, am I going to evolve or am I going to become a dog? I don't think you will ever become a dog, because for that to become, you'll have to do such a low things in your life. So there is only one way to go, actually, up. And without your craving for higher evolution, I don't think you would have been here in the first place. So you can tap yourself, meditate regularly, and become higher and higher and higher. Morphological evolution is a different thing, you see, which Dravidian philosophy is like that, no? Approach theory, that how we evolve our nose, our beaks, our heights. It depends on our environment, what we call epigenetics. Environment affecting our genetic expression. It does affect in some way, in a very subtle way, but it has a very drastic impact. There was a study done by Dr. Bruce Lipton on epigenetics, and he studied mothers to be in a very tough, rough neighborhoods. And he saw that these mothers to be were always under a fight or flight type of situations, because husbands, they would not know when the husband would come home, if at all. And if he at all comes home, he comes with a gun and sleeps with a gun under the pillow. So that sort of study he did. And mothers, they were always under sympathomimetic mode. Now, if you know a little bit of science, that means either you're about to fight with your hands or take a flight with your legs. What does that mean? That means there is more blood rushing into your limbs. And when more blood rushes into your limbs because of these neurotransmitters, blood is diverted from your visceral organs like digestive systems, lungs. So now what happens? The baby that is growing, the embryo fetus that is growing in mother's womb, also behaves like that, like mother. Hands also are active, legs are active. Their hands and legs will be longer and their digestive system will suffer. Also, because they are under sympathomimetic mode, the back part of the brain will be bigger, amphibian brain, which is the reactive brain that makes you all burst with a lot of emotions. You have unregulated emotions. And this frontal part, frontal cortex they call, will be less developed in such children where mothers are always stressed because of the external environment. That's why in India especially, I haven't heard of any other culture where they send the daughter-in-law, once the parents, mother-in-law or father-in-law comes to know that our daughter-in-law is now pregnant, they worshipfully, reverentially, they send her back home to her parents' place. They are looked after very well in the parents' place. That place is very familiar. So she is in the comfort of her own familiar environment, no stress. It is not that the in-laws' family was bad, but there is more comfort. Because even though they may not be pushing you to do anything, because after all, Indian society in those days when all these rituals were established, it was by and large agrarian society. So every family members contributed to farming. So she would not feel ashamed that I'm not contributing anything. So she can rest her parental place. And the growth will be desirable growth. No stress, So The cognitive functions will be better, frontal cortex will be very well developed, emotionally sound children will be born. So we have to provide that environment, and not only after conception, but before you even think of conception. This environment has to be created between the partners, as well as the overall house atmosphere has to be in. If you want souls to enter your family who are like Vivekanandas and Buddhas of a high caliber, but if you want to mate like animals, you have a choice. But soul that will be attracted at that moment where you mate carelessly, then the souls of that attitude with those vibrations will descend in that womb. We have to be very careful choosing the partner whom you can love. Don't get into stress because so and so is forcing you to marry. You must make sure there is mutual love. There is mutual spiritual goal. You see, what happens when husband and wife, they are meditating together, for example. Imagine the atmosphere that is created in that house. And not only husband and wife, but if parents and grandparents and grandchildren, they all come together and meditate. Imagine the atmosphere of that house. Vaikunt, they say, Vaikunt ban jata hai. So, evolution is in our hands. There is no God controlling our own evolution. It is our choice. How we mold our thinking, our lifestyle, that not only will change us, but it will change the future generations also.